Calling the case of Valley Rentals LLC versus James. Let's see, James and Kellica Smith, file 21-23263LT. Counsel, identify yourself for the record.
Good morning, Judge. John Garday appearing on behalf of Plaintiff Valley Rentals.
All right. So do we have either James or either Mr. or Mrs. Smith here?
Excuse me, Judge. James Smith here. Her name
Okay.
is Akalika, and she is not here.
Akalika. All right. Akalika is not with us today. Mr. Smith, have you applied for assistance for your home?
Yes, sir, I have.
Where have you applied for your assistance?
I applied to stay at home. I went through the Michigan COVID deal and got all the documents filled out and everything else, and applying with him.
You've applied already, you said?
I've got my documents here to give them, and I just called them again today, and she's still backlogged to hand them to her. I tried 3 weeks ago. I got them to give them to her, and we're still waiting to get in.
What I'm going to do is set another date for the trial, which Beth, we need something that's as close to the 45 days, because if it's not paid, there could be a judgment against you.
Yes, sir.
You have so much time. Have you met with anyone from legal services?
I have not, sir. I was kind of hoping I could get this through. I just got notified by the state that my employer is now authorizing me to get my unemployment. So by getting that here next week and everything, I could at least make one payment to at least make some payment on the debt that I owe while the other paperwork's being processed, sir.
All right, Beth, what's the date after the 45 days then?
June 9th, Your Honor.
All right, your next hearing date is going to be what time on June 9th?
See what I have available, Your Honor.
Ms. Mylick, Mr.
1:30, Your Honor.
1:30 on June 9th. Ms. Mylick, Mr. Smith has indicated he's got his paperwork, he's not able to file it. Supreme Court says that if the landlord doesn't receive the money by 45 days, then I have to lift the stay and move forward. So I don't know. He said he's not met with anybody yet. Are you willing to meet with him to explain the process and see if he is hung up on the application? Because it sounds like it sounds like he's got the paperwork, but he's not filed it, and he's required to have filed it within 30 days, or I can lift the stay at this point. Because we're 28 days in. All right, Mr. Smith, we're going to put you in a breakout room with Ms. Mylick. She will let you know when you're in a private breakout room because you're by telephone. Once you've finished up with Ms. Mylick, you're free to leave. But June 9th at 1:30, you will need to be here. Otherwise, there'll be a default judgment against you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I appreciate it. Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. All right, we'll be adjourned then on that case. All right, next file is, so Mr. Garday, do you have just that case?
That's all I had. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I don't see, Beth, I don't see Mr. Herman.
I don't see
here.
any of the other attorneys. We should have two of, there's somebody from
Well,
Palettes. Sorry.
Just,
I don't see Mr. Herman as well, and I haven't received a phone call.
I'm just going to call the case because I do see Mr. Walker and Ms. Bowman. So why don't you, Walker and Bowman, please unmute yourself, calling the case of Woodland Place Apartments versus Shally Bowman and Zachary Walker, file 21-23253LT. From my left to my right, so it looks like Mr. Bowman is on my left, or Mr. Walker's on my left. So could you please identify yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Zachary Walker.
Ma'am? You have to say your name again, ma'am?
Shaylee Bowman.
Okay. Today's time and date set for a show cause. Have you filed for assistance to get your rent caught up?
No, we haven't. We have in the past. Right now, we're trying to find something that's more affordable for us to live in because right now we're on a one income.
Okay. So you're not planning on filing for assistance?
We have before this is our second time going through this process with Woodland. The first time when we did the process, it took so long they couldn't even help us. So by the time our date was due, I finally got my unemployment at the time. So I was able to pay it off. This time, we're still in the process of getting unemployment for my girlfriend. I'm the one who's working this time. And
Okay.
we're still in the process of waiting for that.
Beth, do we have any slots available on June 2nd?
I'm sure we do. 1 o'clock, Your Honor.
All right, your next court date will be on June 2nd at 1 o'clock. Make sure you're here, otherwise you could be defaulted. We do have an
Okay.
attorney for legal services if you want to talk with her, that you could meet with her if you wish. Do you want to meet with her, or are you just planning on moving?
I think we're just planning on moving, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if you do change your mind, you might want to reach out to Legal Services of Eastern Michigan if you get a chance, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll be adjourned.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Calling the case of Whispering Pines House Community versus Justin Kelly, file 21-23262 LT. Would the parties please identify themselves, starting with Mr. Freeman?
Richard Freeman, the owner.
We have Justin Kelly here. Is there any person named Justin Kelly in the virtual waiting room, Beth?
No, Your Honor, and the lobby's clear as well.
I have two people in the court, so we'll find out who we have. I think we have Miss Sampler. Okay. And are you just with her? Okay. All right. So it's not Justin Kelly. So Mr. Freeman, have you had any indication that Justin Kelly has sought assistance?
Your Honor, last time I was in your court regarding this, we tried to check, or you tried to check, that he in fact was in prison. Our mistake, we had the wrong spelling of Kelly. We had Kelly. The 7-day had the correct spelling, but then when we submitted the paperwork, it was incorrect. I spoke to Ferd Hausbach, the process server, yesterday. He in fact was able to serve Mr. Kelly in court, in the prison. So I'm not, you probably know better than I what his situation is, but my understanding is he's not going to be let out anytime soon. And if in fact that's the case, I would like to get immediate possession.
He was
Okay.
served in the Midland County Jail, Your Honor.
Who served in the Midland County Jail? All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to wait because of the Supreme Court order, which says that I have to put a stay on the proceedings from the pretrial date for 30 days. I do the show causes to check to see if someone's filed the paperwork. Beth, when did we have the pretrial for Mr. Kelly? Has it been more than 30 days?
The pretrial was held on 4/21. Your Honor, it looks like he is probably going to be in jail for a little while. He's in on several CSC counts.
I get that, but the Supreme Court order saying
Yep.
must stay
Right.
is, there's no wiggle room for me regarding that. So what I could do is we could give a different date rather than June 2nd, because we know where Mr. Kelly is at.
Right.
That's sooner than June 2nd. So it works for Mr. Freeman. And then at that point in time, it would be after the 30 days. And I could then issue his request.
Would you like to
or-
schedule something next Wednesday, the 26th, or are you going to be out that
Yes.
day?
I will be here.
Whatever time you would like on that day, Your Honor.
Mr. Freeman, is there a time that works better for you for May 26th?
Earlier than later.
Okay.
Works good for me.
All right. So let's pick 9 o'clock. Beth?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right. And let's make sure we get the paperwork over to him. So Ms. Mylik, Mr. Kelly apparently is a resident of the Midland County Jail, probably will not be. He's still within the 30 days that he's protected regardless of his status. He will not be protected next Wednesday, and I would anticipate that if he's going to be there for some time on a high bond, then I probably will grant it. But I just want to give you an update where we're at on that case. All right, we're adjourned until May 20. You said 28th, Beth?
26th here at 9 a.m. Your Honor.
26th at 9 a.m. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, calling the case now, Birchwood Point versus Caterino Adam, file 21-23261LT. Counsel, please identify yourself for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Lando appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, today's the time and date set for status conference regarding this case. The property is located at 1513 Wood Point, apartment number 2. Beth, is there anyone in the virtual waiting room?
No, Your Honor, and the lobby's clear as well.
Okay. It looks as if the defendant, as far as I know, has not made any progress, has not let the court know. Do we have anything, Beth, in our file indicating that Caterino Adam, the defendant, has filed paperwork with home to stay?
No, Your Honor. He was present at the pretrial, though.
Okay. Well, the stay requires affirmatively that they provide the court with the information. He's still protected for the next 2 days for that, but let's give a court date on June 2nd for the hearing date.
1 p.m. Your Honor.
This is the second hearing date on the case?
Yes, Mr. Landau, but I give you a hearing date before the 30 days is up. So they're still protected under the Supreme Court order.
Are you referring to the
Michigan Supreme Court Order 2020-17, which states that court must stay all proceedings after the pretrial for 30 days. And and at that point in time, if they have an affirmative requirement to tell the court, you're in the 28th day. I'm doing this as a courtesy for the case to check to see whether or not the tenant has filed any paperwork. So you're 2 days early.
My understanding of the administrative order, Your Honor, is that that's only in the case where the defendant has indicated to the court that he has applied for SERA funding.
Yes, this court's making the determination that I'm waiting for the 30 days because I have no idea whether or not they'll actually apply until the 30th day is reached. You can appeal that decision if you'd like, or June 2nd, you can come to a court virtually or in person, and then I would grant the order, because at that point in time, I'll know the 30 days. I have no idea how courts are supposed to know whether a person's filed the paperwork, and if I'm supposed to stay it for 30 days. Are you suggesting that after the first day, within the 30 days, that we could not follow the court orders process in staying the order?
I'm suggesting to the court that the defendant has the affirmative duty to notify the court that the defendant has sought SERA funding. At least that's my interpretation of the administrative order.
And I'm willing to listen to that. But if we're 28 days in, don't they have still 2 more days in order to tell the court?
The 30-day stay.
From the pretrial.
Yes. For some reason, my video is not trying to show my face to you, Judge, but I'm not able to do it.
That's okay.
And it says failed to start video. It's a technical difficulty.
That's okay. I can hear you real well though.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about that. I do like to show my face. It's my understanding that the 30-day period starts only if and when a tenant appears in court and says that they are seeking SERA assistance, that they have applied for SERA assistance. When they haven't shown up to court, that 30 days doesn't even come into play.
Well, you'd only serve by posting as opposed to serving by personal service, right?
That's correct.
I disagree with you, but you have a right to appeal, or we can hear the case on June 2nd.
Nah, I'm not going to appeal.
Okay. All right. So we'll set it up for June 2nd then. What time, Beth?
1 p.m. Your Honor.
June 2nd at 1 p.m.
Okay, we'll see you then,
All right.
Judge.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Calling the case of Science City versus Rhonda Sampler. Why don't you come on up, please, ma'am? Is it Sampler or Sampier? Yes.
I do have Mr. Herman that logged in, and we've already done.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Herman, because it was a status conference only, the defendant did not show. Well, they did show. The defendants did show. They indicated that they are planning on moving out, and so we're just going to give you a date after this on the 2nd. We'd anticipate they probably are going to be gone, is what they indicated.
6/2 at 1 p.m. here.
Yeah, it's June 2nd at 1 p.m. You're muted, Mr. Herman.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry, I'm dealing with 2 screens at once, and
That's okay.
I didn't catch what you said. So these defendants on case 23-25-3 appeared today?
They did, and said that they're not seeking assistance and they're planning on moving out and finding a better, a more affordable place to live. And so I told them on June 2nd, we were setting the hearing date. They thought that they would be moved out or that they would have a place. So it's within the, we set a date for June 2nd at 1 o'clock for the hearing.
Okay,
So we granted a position.
did I get the wrong time for this hearing?
No, well, it was at 10 o'clock is when we
Okay.
started it.
I
So-
apologize. I've been on
It's okay.
3 screens all day, so.
I do know that. So I know that you are here and you
Okay.
usually are here. So we weren't even contemplating it. If they appeared and said that they wanted to have a hearing and we're going to fight the petition or the eviction, I would have made sure we reached out to you because I do know that you're always on
Yep.
and have multiple courts going. So they said that they're
Okay.
planning on out.
Perfect, and I'm good with that, Judge. I'll see you on June 2 at 1 p.m.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for handling that.
Okay. Thank you. So do we have an attorney for Science City?
Good morning, Your Honor. Brianna Kingsley, P84929, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay. And ma'am, if you would state your name.
Rhonda St. Pierre.
All right. Beth, we have it on spreadsheet as Sampler. I know Ms. Sampier with an I instead of an L. Is it because we typed it or is the document or the documents?
The document
Sampler.
show it both ways. We have an AKA in the system as Sampier and Sampler.
I see probably why that little dot, sometimes you may not see that I for the dot, so that makes sense. But nonetheless, we have Ms. Sampier who is here. Ms. Sampier, have you sought assistance yet? Take a look. Okay, so I was just handed Ms. Kingsley a document dated May 19th that says, to whom it may concern, Rhonda Sampier is working with Home to Stay on her eviction. Thank you, Cindy Armbruster, front desk furniture coordinator, with the telephone number 496-9550. So, Ms. Mylink, have you had a chance to talk with Ms. Sampier yet?
I have not.
Ms. Sampier, Ms. Mylink would probably, if you're working with Home to Stay, they would be referring you to talk with her. She's an attorney from Legal Services of Eastern Michigan.
Okay.
You have a right to, if you wish to chat with her. We will give her the number offline, Ms. Mylink, if that's all right.
Yes.
Okay. Beth, since Ms. Kingsley, that we do have notation that Ms. Sampier is working with Home to Stay, that's within the 30-day time period, that we would need to adjourn this at least until the 45th day. So Beth, we need a new date for the hearing.
June 9th, Your Honor.
At what time?
Let's see. 1:30, Your Honor.
June 9th at 1:30. All right. So Ms. Sampier, if you wouldn't mind, because I know my staff doesn't like me to have the documents because it doesn't get in the system. So if you would take it over to Ms. Haskell over at the civil window. She'll
Okay.
scan it into our system
Okay.
and then make sure you're here either in person or by Zoom on June 9th. You say 1:30, Beth?
Yes, Your Honor.
1:30. And then she will give you the number to contact Legal Services of Eastern Michigan if you wish to talk to an attorney regarding your process. I think Home to Stay will probably refer you anyway, but at least you'll have the telephone number.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Ms. Kingsley, you got the date?
Yes, Your Honor, June 9th at 1:30.
Okay. And do you know the amount of money that you would owe, or do you want us to get that for you?
I think it's around 2,000.
All right. Ms. Kingsley, do you have the amount of rent to retain possession?
I do, Your Honor. Rent to retain is $1,666.42. Cost of $170, making the total amount due and owing as of today's date $1,836.42.
Okay, so it's $1,666 and how many cents?
42 cents, Your Honor.
42. All right, that's why my number was off. All right, so you know the number now. So it's
Okay.
right around 2,000 like you thought. It's 3642.
Okay.
All right, if you take
Your-
that paper over to, yes, Ms.
Your
Myra.
Honor, I'd just like to ask Ms. Kingsley, if I get involved in this case, should I reach out to you? At
Yeah, you can
Hallett's?
you can reach
Okay.
out to me.
Okay, I'll find you on the bar website. Thank you.
So you can see what all the people look like
Yeah.
we're talking. All right, so we're all set for today. So if you take
Okay.
that, please over to Ms. Haskell.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. We'll be adjourned.
Thank you,
That's
Your
at 10
Honor.
o'clock. Thank you.
I think that's
Hey,
my
Christine.
data with you this morning.
Yes, it did. It went better.
Your
Have a nice
Honor,
day.
we have a Christine
Thank you
Hamer, and I'm
too.
not sure what for.
I
don't
do.
know her on the, okay.
I see someone named Christine Hayner. You're muted, so I can't hear you, but I have no idea. I don't think we have a case scheduled for you.
I did a central
So-
name index lookup and I found no cases open for Miss Hayner.
Oh, I see it for John Hayner. Maybe Mr. John Hayner has a miss. All
Hello?
right, do we have, hello, who am I speaking with?
Hello?
Who am I speaking with?
He said, who are you speaking with?
1 second.
Tell him your name, Mom. Christine Hayner.
All right, Ms. Hayner, do you,
I'm
standing case next
to my husband that's deceased.
Miss Gandy called this morning and she is going to be dismissing their case.
okay, your case looks like it's dismissed.
Well, I don't know what they're saying. He said that the case is dismissed. I'm talking to my mother she can't really hear well.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear about your father. When did he pass?
He passed away in February and my mother's on hospice.
Okay, wow, it sounds like you've got your hands full.
Yes,
Sorry
sir.
to-
I 24-hour care.
That's a big load. All right, well, at least this load should be off your mind. Looks like the case was dismissed.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We're all set.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so